What's up everyone, it's Michael Mattiazzi here with another video for you today. In today's video, I'm going to continue on my list of books I recommend for you guys to read, and today's video is going to be 3 books that really helped me grasp the idea of enlightenment. If you're new to my channel, please click on the subscribe button for a lot more uplifting, inspirational, and motivational content. The first book I really recommend for you guys to read is The Untethered Soul by Michael A. Singer. Now, this book was recommended to me by my meditation teacher, and I know a lot of celebrities have recommended this book, such as Oprah herself. To kind of quickly summarize this book, we all have that voice in our head that we hear talking. We can hear it right now. It's just rambling on and on and on. It goes nonstop all day. And if we allow it to, this voice that just keeps going on in our head will take absolute ownership of our life. We will become a slave to it. But what Singer tells us so beautifully in this book is that voice is not who we are. In fact, who we actually are is that part of our mind that notices this voice just rambling on. This is what Singer describes as the seat of consciousness and our soul, our very being. In The Untethered Soul, we learn very clear visualizations on how we can deal with this voice so effectively. So right now, take this for example. Pay attention to what that voice in your head is saying. If you need to, close your eyes for a second, pause the video. What kind of thoughts do you hear? Are they negative? Are they positive thoughts? As you're focusing in on that voice, is it saying things like, oh, why are you paying so much attention to me? Now just imagine, wouldn't it be insane if this voice became a person and it was just following you around everywhere you went, non-stop, just rambling on, blabbing on, wouldn't stop talking all day when you're sleeping, when you're going for the groceries, when you're working out, when you're watching movies, when you're hanging out with your friends. If this actually existed as a person, you'd think they're insane. So being able to sit back and just notice that voice in your head talking is one effective way to make it shut up. Take your seat of consciousness and just notice that voice in your head just rambling on until it eventually stops. The other thing Singer tells us in The Untethered Soul is to drop negative thoughts as soon as they arise. Remove thorns in your mind as soon as they show up. Because something that happened in a 5-second window of reality can dictate your life for days, for months, for years. And how is that? Well, let's say for example you're at the shopping mall and someone accidentally elbows you. In your head, you're just thinking over and over and over again all the negativity, ways that person maybe inflicted hurt upon you. Now you've taken a 5-second situation, and with your thoughts, now you've made it a 5-hour situation. You just keep replaying that in your head over and over and over again. We allow these thoughts of anger, sadness, and all these other negative emotions to grow. We nurture these thoughts, and then they become more and more and more part of our lives. This can be very detrimental. Another way he teaches us to get out of this pain and negativity is just remember, every time you're opening up a car door, we are a speck of dust on a ball circling a trillion other balls inside the universe. The second book I recommend for you guys is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. This book I repeatedly heard about over and over again from other YouTube channels I follow and other podcasts I listen to, so I immediately had it on my to-read list, and I was extremely eager to read it as soon as I can. The theme and the concept of this book is extremely similar to Singer's Untethered Soul. And it's written in a very unique way where the author has almost listed a bunch of presumed questions from the audience, you the reader, and he answers them. He keeps re-emphasizing his point that the only thing that matters is the present, the now. Tolle says, if you want to be happy, drop the past, because you're only carrying depression with you. You're replaying the exact same moments over and over again in your head, like a broken record. If you want to be happy, you also need to drop the future. Worrying about what is going to happen is just going to create anxiety. You'll keep worrying about events that may never even occur, and it will only keep you wanting more and more as you hope things will happen. A great concept I learned from this book, which I'm going to share with you right now. Just stop for a second. Look around. What do you notice? Look at the screen you're watching right now. Look at the guy's handsome face in the screen. Look at his swaggy Seattle Seahawks shirt. Analyze his gorgeous face features. All kidding aside, take a look around. What color is the wall? What items are right beside you? What color is your sweater? What kind of things can you feel with all your senses? What can you describe? Take a moment, if you need to, pause the video and just describe them in your head to yourselves in detail. Right there, you just experienced the present, the now. It is neither good or bad, and it is the breaking of the up and down cycle of life. It is being at peace with the present. Didn't you feel more at peace in that exercise right there? I know I certainly did every time I've tried it out. Tolle teaches us that every negative situation that arises in our life calls upon us to act and bring ourselves into the present moment, where we are truly meant to be. These negative moments are a blessing in disguise, calling on us to recalibrate ourselves and to come back into the present to be where we're truly meant to be. I've only read this book once, and I read it recently, but it is certainly a book I am going to be reading annually. My third book I recommend is called The Power of Tao, A Timeless Guide to Happiness and Harmony by Marinoff. This book of the three is the most underground. I know, I have a thing for underground books. It resonates with me so much. It was given to me by a neighbor around the time I graduated from university. And I can honestly say this book has helped change my life. It helped me realize that reading after school is over is still a very fun thing to do. You want to continue your learning. This book also helped me realize that I want to further look into concepts such as philosophy and Taoism, and also to become more spiritual. Essentially what Marinoff has written here is a Taoism for Dummies book. It is based on Lao Tzu's Tao Te Ching, which was written hundreds and hundreds of years ago in ancient China, and is otherwise extremely hard to understand as it is written in a very complex way. Although what the Tao Te Ching has to teach is extremely insightful. And so Marinoff in this book helps illustrate that, using modern day examples on how it relates back to Lao Tzu's philosophy of Taoism. He applies it to examples such as modern day politics, relationships, friendships, your social life, your work life, making it a lot more relatable and easier to understand for the reader. Marinoff believes that Taoism is the cure to all suffering. He compares Taoism to modern philosophies such as Freudism, as well as older ones such as Buddhism and Stoicism. And his book argues that Taoism is far more superior to the other philosophies in every single way. He suggests the way is all we need in life, and that we don't need any other self-help book or medications or therapy to help us become truly happy and end our suffering. The way is what he describes as finding the path of least resistance, expecting and accepting that change will happen. To go with the flow like water. Water is soft, yet it will always beat out something hard like a rock and erode it away. Be like water, be like nature. The way is to find balance in life and to cure out all imbalances. Imbalances cause pain and suffering, whether they're imbalances in work, your relationship. The way teaches us to be grateful for what we have and to live simply with very little to no desires. We don't need that massive house or that fancy car or to have 1 million friends or followers on Instagram. All we need to do is just live simply in a big enough house to support our families, with enough food to satisfy our bellies. And he highly emphasizes to stay close to nature, as that's where us as human beings originated, one with nature. He describes over and over again the concept of the uncarved block, which is what we were when we were born, and our life situations helped carve away and chip away at this block, shaping us into a figure. And so we need to learn to come back and rewind and become that uncarved block once again. And how do we do this? Using the way, by looking within. This book and its concepts helped equip me for when I lost my mom back in 2018. It equipped me with a positive mindset, a strong soul set that allowed me to adapt and prepare for that change and accept that this is just unfortunately part of life, that I will be okay. If you are interested in topics such as philosophy or even Taoism in general, I highly recommend this book. This is a very good start for you. Once you start reading it, you'll be hooked. Okay guys, there you have it. Those are 3 of the most enlightening books that I have personally read. And I feel like I definitely will be doing a part 2 to this video at some point later on, as I've been reading a lot of self-help books sort of similar to these 3, and I have a lot that I can recommend. Please comment below on what book of these 3 you're most interested in reading. Also, please comment what books you would like to recommend to other people, including myself, that relate into this category. I know I'm always very interested in adding to my to-read list and would love to read any suggestions. Please give this video a thumbs up, it would really mean a lot to me. Also, please share this video with a friend. It would be awesome if you guys share this video to help spread the idea and the wisdom of books that your friends can read to learn more about this topic of enlightenment. That's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you guys enjoy reading these books.